And we're back with some more Space Haven. And it's been pointed out to me that maybe, just maybe, the algae dispenser and the meals it provides are a little bit broken. And, well, I thought that yes, it was a little broken. It wasn't that broken. I have since discovered no, it is completely broken and busted, and I'm an evil person for using it. Let's just give an example here. We can do a trade with this place, and we can sell them 10 of these meals. Will you take 10? Yes, you will. You will take 10 of these meals, and this cost us about 1 water and 1 biomatter. And they're giving us $1,000. At the same time, they're more than happy to sell us biomatter for 47. So actually, let's just do this here. There we go. We have actually bought back enough ice to make... Actually, this ice will break down into 5 lumps of water. So we could get 5 water, and one of which we would spend with the biomatter. We've basically made $1,000 in profit. That is $1,000 in profit right there. Easy peasy. Now, give it 1 second. We're just going to let the trade go through, and then we're going to fast forward about a day. What day are we on right now? We're on day 49. Yeah, I may have skipped forward a bit because I just want to demonstrate just how busted this is. While we are waiting, observe this meteor that is coming towards the station. And, yeah, it gets shut down, and, oh, look at that. That's some basic ore. We'll scoop that up. Now, you'll notice that all the meteors are coming from this direction, and we've managed to shield ourselves so it will smash into either this or this. What you can do is land in a place, find out that the meteors are coming from, just say that the meteors were coming from behind us. That would be bad. Then all you have to do is spin up your jump drive, jump back into the same sector, and just land on the side where you're shielded from the incoming meteors by the station. So, yeah, we can just stay here. In fact, this thing will quite happily kill meteors for us, and we can harvest the resources for ourselves. At the same time, we've managed to stock up on, well, a lot of meals. We have a lot of meals here ready to be traded again, and it hasn't been even a full day. It is just a little bit over 1 day, and they are ready for another 10 processed meals all over again. Delicious! Let's just let this trade go through, and I just want to demonstrate one last thing about how broken this is. Now, the thing is, we can't use this. This is completely and utterly broken, and it's kind of broken the game. So we'll have to do a little something about that. But for now, I just want to continue the demonstration. The reason this place seems to be so thirsty for this food, not every place is, it's I believe it's a prison complex. Yeah, it's a prison station. So because it's a prison, I presume they just have lots of people in there, so lots of people are eating. So we're basically prison food. We deliver prison food. And, oh, look, more resources. Yeah, we'll take that basic ore if you wouldn't mind. Wait, there's more items in space? You know what? We will take them all. All of them. Why not? So the thing is, you can literally stay here, grab the resources that are floating around in space, mine them, convert them into more profitable resources. They do all this work for you, and they'll buy up all of your prison food. Once the jump drive charges up, all we do is we jump to 1 sector away. Where is it? Oh, sorry, 2 sectors away. This place is a farming colony. We'll deploy down here, we'll set up a quick trade, we'll have a look at what they've got, and oh look, they'll also buy processed meals from us. And they will provide us with root vegetables, artificial meats, and nuts, all at a discount price. We can actually buy fruits from or we can buy some other stuff from the prison. Think you bought fruits from them? You know what? Doesn't make a difference. So basically, we're able to feed our people on good food, which we can afford to buy relatively cheaply. That will actually, then their toilet will produce enough biomatter. We don't even have to buy biomatter, and we're able to buy ice for a fraction of the cost. All of this stuff we're able to buy and just not do anything. We can even buy Energirium here from them. And the Energirium we can buy, and the Hyperium. So we can keep traveling about. We don't actually need Hyperium, the fuel. You need very little of that to transport around the place. The Energirium you definitely need a lot more of until you knock out some research and get to the next level of power generator. That was, yeah, let's just say I started making an episode on this. The algae was just so overpowered I had to stop. So, if you're looking for a totally broken way to play this game, which we're not going to do because it's too bad, basically find a prison. Sell them algae meals. They'll buy a fresh batch of 10 pretty much every day, giving you about $1,000 to work with. A farming colony is not 100% necessary. Usually you can get discounted food in a few places, but discounted food, you feed your own people on good food. All of their biomatter they produce out of the toilets combined with some water, find some place to buy cheap ice. You can buy enough energy and all that, and then you can just stay wherever you want and knock out research. That's why we have a bunch of tech knocked out here. Yeah, I had to cut out the episode, though. It was pointed out in the comments to me that this was completely broken and that I shouldn't do it, and they were right. They were 100% right. I'm pretty sure I don't have to say this, but, don't be mean to those people. No one was, but they gave constructive criticism, and they were right. They were very much right, and I felt, yeah, this is completely broken. Now, I will say this. If you're going to play this game on brutal difficulty, you're still going to need to trade. There are some things you just cannot do at the start, and you will have to trade up for them. And that means you need to find a product you can trade for money. The problem with the algae meals is they're just too cost efficient. I'm pretty sure they're going to be nerfed into oblivion because they deserve to be. They're a little bit too powerful. So I'm afraid, apologies about this, but we're going to have to start again. However, we're going to speed run through the start of this incredibly quickly because we kind of know all the basic starting beats. However, there are a few extra tweaks and tricks we have learned along the way. Abandoned mining station, of course. Brutal, of course. Starting people, random, of course. Immediately pause the game. Then realize that there's this weird thing where at the start of the game you can actually expand the hull of your starting area. You shouldn't be able to let do this. If I unpause this for 1 second, you can't do it anymore. No idea why that is. Anyway, stop everyone from using the kitchen. Just stop it. No one's allowed to use the kitchen at all. Then turn off the ability to eat from all the storages except one, and then make sure that everyone puts all of the meals. Where is it? Yeah, these ones. Bring all the meals here. If we check up in this section, we can see we have 12 of these space food. We should have 15. Oh, damn. I think it varies from time to time. Well, all of those space meals need to be brought here and people can eat out of it. We cannot build anything on this platform. You can expand the hull at the very start, but you can't put down facilities. So while I would like to put down an algae dispenser and start feeding them on biomass, we can't. We can't put down any buildings at all, no research centers, no nothing. So the plan here is very simple. Increase the size of the UI so it's easier for people to look at, because the comment suggested it. 2, examine the crew and rename them all to the people that didn't die, so I feel like, they get to live again. The last crowd didn't die, so technically this is just an extension of the last playthrough. 2, pay more attention to attributes. These are incredibly valuable. I really cannot stress this enough. I did not really realize how much perception is just, it's a goated stat as far as I can tell. Perception gives you a higher value, increased accuracy, working speed, and decreased accident rate. What that means is, say, the accident rate here is minus 8% because of perception. This is very important, and we'll come into that later, but basically when they operate machines, everyone has a chance to cause an accident. If they don't cause an accident, the machine's good. If they do cause an accident, you have to spend resources repairing it. Very handy to have that. But the most important thing here is increases accuracy. Now, this person has a weapon skill of 5 and a perception of 4. So with 5 weapon skill, that gives them 15 percentage points bonus to their shooting. You can see that weapon's 15%. That means each weapon point gives you 3 percentage points increase in accuracy. And weapon skill of 5 is quite high. But perception gives 6 points for every point in perception. You can't train perception, they're born with it, basically. So that means the perception of 4 is better than the weapon skill of 5. In fact, you would have to get to a weapon skill of 8 to equal the perception. So someone with high perception and high weapon skill is just an excellent killer because they're far more likely to hit. Which brings us on to the Beer God, who started with a perception of 5 and a weapon skill of 3. They actually have the same accuracy as Tash, because while Tash has lower perception, they have higher weapon skill. In fact, Matt here has high weapon skill and level 3 perception. This I would have considered actually really good before. Being able to get up to 7 weapons and having 3 perception is a really good all-round person. We've got another person with perception 3 weapons. It's pretty good. And weapons that go all the way up and only 2 perception. We've actually got a quite good squad of shooters. I've assigned them out. I've put them all to their specializations. Red is for shooters. Green is for our designated botany person. Gold is science. And blue is your blue-collar miner / construction / industry is how to go. Except the red shirts are the people who are going off on kill missions. First thing to do is queue up some crops, and since we're short on fruit and we have the botany skill of 4, we are going to plant 2 crops of fruit there, and we're also going to plant 2 crops of fruit there. Thing to realize is we only have 2 fertilizer. Yeah, since we only have 2 fertilizer, they'll put fertilizer into each one of these, and then they'll grow them. Well, that 1 point of fertilizer will then grow 5 crops through this. We don't have a lot of time here, so we probably won't get the full 5 crops, so we're losing some of that fertilizer, but it'll take us so long before we're ever able to use it again anyway. We might as well use it while we're here. Then we're going to grab our 2 killers, draft them up and get them to pick up their guns. Once equipped, they can enter the craft, and we're going to fly them over to wherever the Derelict is. And we are going to hope this Derelict is not bots. I would hate to deal with bots right now. Yeah, whatever. We're going to build our own spaceship in a minute. While the ship is flying over, we are going to mine all the ice. Actually, we're going to take all of the energium, in fact, we're just going to mine everything. It doesn't really matter. Oh, actually, we probably want to get the base metals first. The carbon... the energium can actually wait. Thing is, we kind of want these the mineable resources that we can process, because there's processing facilities here that we do not have anywhere else, and we won't have access to for a long while. All right, let's move over here and see what the bots hold in store for us, or the bugs. All right, dock it up. Let's see, what do you got for us? You, docking completed. Everybody out. Please don't be bots. Please don't be bots. And slow down the game a bit. Okay. Not seeing anything so far. That's a bad sign. Usually if there's bugs, you see them everywhere. They're absolutely rampant. But bots, there's a lot less of them. Ooh, what are you? Infrascrap, slave collar. Oh, slave collars. Wonderful. Black marketeer goods already. Just what we wanted. Okay, get over here. Come on. Oh, and open these doors. Ooh, even more scrap. Hyperfuel. Whole scrap. What's going on? Randy, my cup overfloweth. The fact that we haven't seen anyone yet, though, is making... it's a bit of a clencher, all right. Yep, there's a bot. Oh my god, how can they not hit each other? Oh yeah, okay. I think because we're behind the walls, it's easier for us to hit. Ow! Dear god, that was horrifyingly bad. Yeah, I need a medical wound. Oh, bed. Okay, open wound. Okay, Tash, hold it together a little bit longer. We're going to have the beer god tank for you for a bit. Nope, 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 Tash. Pull back. Pull back, Tash. Oh, nope, nope, you. We need you to pull back a bit. And then we'll just hit X to stop. Perfect. Whew. Move faster, 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 faster. Small breaching charge. Well, great. Okay, well, that's problematic because you see, the thing is, we haven't actually cleared the ship yet. That means there's something left, but we have found a Janet. Maybe we can use the Janet to tank for us. Quick, open that up. Person was dead. Well, damn it. Oh my god. Okay, we need to get you back to medical immediately. You can go grab that. Oh, actually a stash over there I'm going to have to check out. And Tash, yeah, immediately get back to a medical bed if you wouldn't mind. Tash, where are you going? Going to take a break. I'm bleeding. No. Go home. Now. Get back on the ship. You literally have to draft people up and force them to get into a medical bed. Fine. We'll have some along to hopefully treat you shortly. Guys, anyone want to get on that? We do have a fully stocked medical cabinet right here. Yeah, we got some bandages and stuff. Someone want to get on that? Okay, it turns out you can order people to bandage people up. Good. Excellent. They've now stopped bleeding. A good sign. Open wound bandaged. Right, that means their energy level should go back up. Hour and 23 days to heal up. That's a little bit unfortunate. That really went badly, that first fight. But it's okay. Now, let's build a spaceship. Right now, we're going to do a little bit of hull scrapping. Normally, you don't want to get a lot of hull scrap, but since this is early on and we're going to need the hull, getting the hull from this means we are actually saving steel plates, and the steel plates start to become a little bit of a bottleneck in the early game. Later game, there won't be nearly as much of a problem. But for right now, I like to grab a little bit of hull. Tech-wise, we don't really care too much. We just want to get a basic ship up and running. Oh, yeah, we do need to get up an algae dispenser. The whole plan is we want to put a little basic ship together to move everyone onto to take care of their needs so that we can not spend all of our valuable food. We want to keep our valuable food for a little bit later and instead feed everyone on algae junk. You see, what we have learned is that if you put food into this device here, you can't get most of it out. You're going to lose about 4 food because, well, they'll put in the nuts, the veggies, the fruit, and the meat, and then when you leave all of that stuff in the machine, and you can't dismantle it, you can't do anything with it, so it's all lost resources. So we would like our first kitchen to be on our first ship. Which means the first thing we're going to do is take this hull that they've given us and just dump that in the trash. We're going to make a new ship. In fact, we can make it a 1-tile size ship. What you can do is build the ship this way, and then you can, every time you jump and land, you can actually resize the ship, move the ship around inside its grid, everything. So, yeah, let's go for it. In that case, let's put down a little hull to start. Small little ship to start. We're going to start nice and small. We just need to get up the basics, living quarters, just all the stuff that allows them to sit there and not have problems. You see, right now, everyone is getting their food from this space food right there, which is grand. That stuff, we're trying to avoid food exploits, so we'll let them eat that for now. We could also sell that. Any food we do find around the place, we're allowed to sell. It's just we can't sell algae produced food and we can't sell food we produce out of the kitchen. Both of those just, it's a little bit too exploitative. And I'm pretty sure that'll be patched out relatively quickly. All right, once this starts to get built up, what we can do is immediately stick in an airlock. Done. Then once the airlock is in, we're going to need to make this a little bit bigger. 1 second. Perfect. We just want to get all of this stuff down as quick as possible. Tash has healed up from her ordeal. Her wound is down to be gone in 21 hours. It's only giving her a -3 overall mood, energy, and health take a little bit of a hit, but she should be grand in no time at all. Virgo did take a bit of a burn. Burns can only be healed in a hospital bed, so any burn wounds are a real pain in the butt. That's why facing the bots is so annoying. They get off one burn wound on you, and you basically, without a hospital bed, you're stuck with that for the rest of the game. Well, until you find a hospital place that can take care of it. For a cost, of course. Over here, we want to get this up and running. Does someone want to get on that? I've made that a high priority construction, and no one wants to do it. I might have to stop the scrapping over here to make them prioritize a bit more. In fact, let's turn off the tech scrapping here for now. No, we'll leave the hull scrap on. We want as much of that as we possibly can. The faster we get the hull scrap done, the better, because we're going to need it for the ship we're going to build. Plan is to make a very small, relatively decent ship, and then use that to scout out the area. We'll be coming back here periodically to upgrade the ship and build things and use the facilities. We're not going to dismantle the mining colony. We're going to go out, grab stuff, and come back, and there seems to be a lot more planets here than last time. Okay. And that place looks much smaller. In fact, what I want to do is try and find a salvageable ship out there that has some equipment on it that we can't build. That's what happened last time. We actually found a ship out there that we could have salvaged, but we didn't salvage it because of some points that, never mind. What we want to do, though, is find a ship, salvage it, and then use that ship. Find scraps and then build around it. The moment, and I mean the moment this airlock goes up, there is 2 things we immediately have to do. Go away. First is put in a large storage right here. Excellent. Then, assuming I have built this correctly, need to stick in a system core right about there. After that, we're going to be putting in a power generator right about there. Yeah, I think we have made this just about right. The moment we get power, these thermal regulators will start heating or cooling up the ship, depending on what the environment is around us. So this should get us fairly stable fairly quick. Yeah, it's going to take a minute. We might need a third one. Then we're going to put in oxygen production. We're going to bring over ice as well. And we're also going to put in a water purifier. Okay, they should be up shortly. We'll make that a high priority construction. Once all of that goes in, you won't need spaceships in here anymore, or spacesuits in here anymore. Now we just want to put in a little living quarters. Small, compact, efficient, but most importantly, fast. This is, this is going to be the start. This is where we're going to have our food, our kitchen in, and I've made a few changes here. Namely, to squeeze in only 3 people per shift, we've put the tables like this. 2 tables, 3 chairs. It was just the best way because it gives us more space to move through. Hopefully this will become clearer and not look as insane as it goes along. But this is where everyone's going to get their meals. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be out of food about this point. Food 0, food's... Yeah, everyone's not going to be happy with that. But we should have food up and running shortly, at which point they can start moving in here. How is this going? That is producing oxygen. You are producing temperature. And, 24. Okay. People can now wander around here without spacesuits. That means everyone can move faster and build faster. Get this up and running, and that means we also need to do a transfer. We need to take all of the food that's over on the mining station. We're going to transfer all of that over, and, actually, give us all the biomatter as well. We're going to need that for the system. And as well as that, we're going to have to change the food mix that goes into this so that we feed them slightly differently. We want to make sure everyone gets their vitamins and minerals in. And now some of our people are getting their first meal in quite some time. Sorry, guys. Actually, let's maybe give you all a little bit of a meal. We'll give you an extra little bit of time to grab a snack right now because, yes, of course, we did kind of leave you in a lot of trouble there for a while. That's okay. Our settings are very minimalist. You're going to get the bare amount of protein and fat and vitamins, and we're going to feed you on carbs. Don't worry, we'll be putting you onto the goop very shortly. What the? Incoming ship next turn? Merchant Federation? Huh. We don't have time, but I kind of would have liked to get up a comm station so we could comm them and trade with them, but I don't think that... Yeah, this place does not have a comm station. Should we focus on that? You know what? We'll build out the next section that's going to be dedicated to comms now, or try at least. Maybe if we could get that up and running, that might be useful. Give me a second while I... you're trying to figure out exactly how much space you need, and it gets really mind-bending after a while. Well, we don't have the ship built. No functioning operations console. Well, that's a problem, boys. Anyone want to get around to that? In fact, we'll make that a high-priority construction, even though it will destroy our eating area. Come on, guys. Get along. Hurry up. Oh, damn it, it left already. Well, yeah, bound to happen. Okay, you guys want to finish out this area real quick? We want to get the sleeping quarters and the toilets finished, and then we're just going to transfer everyone over here permanently. Okay, this little nugget is looking okay. We've got our algae dispenser, we've got our food up and running, we've got a few tables, we've got in our beds. Ran a little bit short on those material blocks you need to build beds, so we just went with a single bed instead of a double. We'll replace that once we get around to it. We're also going to put in a hull window. Right about... Actually, can we make it a bit bigger? Yes, there we go. Now, the reason we're doing that is some people get a little bit claustrophobic if they don't get to see outside for a while. Let's see if we can find someone. No? They're all good with it. Fair enough. But I don't know for sure that it's not causing a problem. I think it might be depending on some traits they have or something like that, but occasionally I was seeing people with that negative that they need to see the outside, so I just put it in the dining room and boom, it solves the problem. Might result in a little bit more heating issues, but we'll worry about that later. Now that should be everyone just about caught up on meals. We might want to switch them over to algae shortly. We have processed all the hull blocks from the ship, so now we're just going to chuck down all the hull we need. Well, it's still going to be quite a small ship, but we're going to cram in everything we need, and then we're going to get out of here. What are we at, day 8? Dear Lord, this is taking too long. This should be done faster. I'm being sloppy. Time for a major build-out. We're going to put in the engines, all of the ships, we're going to take care of gases, we're going to have to put in more temperature controls, just generally get the ship up to the specs where it can do all of the basic stuff necessary. Our first research lab is up and running, which means it's time to queue up a lot of research. And let's just zoom out here. First thing I found is the best thing to go for is the learning computer. You can start people doing some basic learning, and it only costs 40 science. It's very, very cheap, and one of those low-hanging fruits. Next up, item fabricator. This is absolutely essential for survival. There is no way around it on this difficulty, namely because it allows you to build guns. If you cannot get access to some better guns, you're dead. That's just how it goes, because you're going to end up like... You can try raiding ships, but raiding ships with 2 people with pistols, you end up against some bad robots, game over. That's it. So you have to get your hands on an item fabricator as quickly as possible. Then next up, bulletproof vests. Yep, gonna grab those. Here things become a little bit less certain. There's either 2 things you go for. One is you get power capacity nodes, and then power generators. Or you're going to have to go for medical beds so you can heal people after raids. Now, what I'd like to do would go straight for power generators, just in case. We're also going to need to get our hands on, whatchamacallit, an experiment table so we can do fabric, steel plates, and plastics. But, you know what? I think we'll leave out these 2 for now. The power generator, because it requires experiments in energerium, and we'll just leave it on the power capacity nodes. The problem I find is that if you put in things like, say, the power generator and it wants experiments in energerium, it does them straight away. Even if you don't have the research ready. If it's like 4 items down and you put in one that requires experiments, they suddenly destroy 2 of your energerium and it puts you way off. So I'm just going to queue up 3 items and leave it at that. But I put down 2 research tables because, well, your people might as well do something when they're on the ship and there's nothing else going on. Oh, sorry, you guys finished making those hull parts? Hurry it along, please. This is taking forever. We're at day 11. We should be out of here already. Oh, wow. That was fast. We haven't even finished building this ship. Learning computer is done. That means they're on to the item fabricator. This one will take a long while. Fortunately, the item fabricator is pretty expensive, but it is very powerful. That's why we're going to get it. Now, we have another ship. We have a ship inbound in 4 hours. I think it's the same one, but we have a comms console now. Only thing we're missing is 1 shuttle hangar, which I think we can just about afford. Well, here is our newest friendly ship. Let's have a see if they got any available missions. No, you do not. Let's see what you got to trade. Nothing really much we can sell them, and at the same time, they don't really have anything we're too interested in. Well, not at a good price. I mean, they're selling some water, but we're good on that front. We're probably going to be mining some ice from the surrounding areas, so, no thanks. Alright, let's finish this off real quick. Okay, I think we're just about ready to do our transfers and get out of here. Incredibly late, of course, but par for the course. This over here is, I want to say, a mining craft? Builder. Sorry, this is a builder craft. We are going to relocate this to... over there. Why not? Accept. So, the miner craft should now get moved over. or the builder, sorry. And this is the miner. We're going to relocate this one to over here and accept. Now, this third one, you may be wondering. Actually, wait, no, we'll grab you first. This shuttle, we will draft you and dock you. Ah, sorry, we have to actually select the hangar and then relocate it so this is your new home. Done. And then normally, one of the things you're going to build around this point is point defense turrets. However, point defense turrets suck horrifically and are useless, and I just don't bother because the meteors still keep hitting you. So instead, we're going to try starfighters. Now, you can use the meteor defense, but you're going to need multiple of them. I'm going to try a starfighter just because I'm really curious to see how well it works out. Maybe it's a terrible investment and we'll have to scrap it later, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. Wow, we really are taking too long. We've actually got a item fabricator completed. Right, well then start on the power capacity node if you wouldn't mind. Oh wait, they're already starting on that. Excellent. Insufficient oxygen levels. Where? Critical resources low. Oh yeah, this base. We're kind of letting this base slowly sort of peter out, and I think most of the crops are done. Yeah, they're going to plant another batch of them here, but there's barely enough fertilizer left in them to actually finish it off. We're not composting anything. We don't care. You don't get enough out of it, and plus, by the time we leave here, we never would have composted enough to get any outputs. You'd only get fractions of outputs. For example, if you compost biomatter, you'll need to compost 10 biomatter before you get 1 water out. You'll need to compost 50? That can't be right. 10 is 20. Yep. You need 50. You need to compost 50 biomatter before you get 1 fertilizer out. You can't take out fractions. You can only take out whole numbers. So we'll hold off on all of that for a little while, I think. What we're doing right now is we're using this assembler to put together a whole bunch of infra blocks, because infra blocks are hard to come by, and you need an awful lot of them in the early game. So we're just going to pump out the last of those and be done with it. Oh, that reminds me. We can build an item fabricator right now. This is incredibly early to be building an item fabricator, but that means we can start producing guns. We've actually started with 1 plastic. I don't think I've ever seen you start with 1 plastic before. So, yeah, good things, I suppose. All right, let's skip this forward just a little bit. Oh, what can you produce? Now, we only have 1 plastic, so we could produce 1 pistol, 1 SMG, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle, 2 small breaching charges, or let's say about 10 spacesuit oxygen extenders. However, we need to get our hands on fabrics. Yeah, we're going to see if we can't get our hands on our fabrics real soon. I forgot to put in a gas scrubber. Now everyone's going around in spacesuits because the whole ship is full of CO2. My bad. My bad. Gas scrubber's in place. CO2 is being harvested. Ship has entered the sector. Excellent. Now, by any chance do you have fabric? I never checked last time because it wasn't a concern. This guy doesn't have any fabric, but I think... You know what, we'll sell him a couple of hull parts just so we get some cash coming in. We don't really need the hull parts anymore. Our ship is as big as it's going to be for a while. Now, how's the CO2 looking? Still everyone going around in spacesuits? Come on, CO2 scrubber. Utilization 100% on the CO2. Okay, in a short while, the gases will become less problematic everywhere. Hi. They're not at lethal yet. They're just at harmful and dangerous. Oops. No problems. No problems at all. Before we go any further, though, and we leave this sector, I do want to set up the learning. This is the learning computer we got with that first technology we knocked out. Now, what we want to do is put people on schedules where they use that learning. So over here we go into the learning section, and the basic learning we want to give everyone is, well, weapons. Every single last one of you wants to go from 1 to level 4. That's as high as you can go. With the basic learning... the basic learning computer can only go up to level 4. The advanced learning system, this one allows you to go all the way from level 4 to level 8. So, all we're doing here is getting everyone their basic skills so they're not horrendous. We can even check here and see that Sinatro and Zid, they're the 2 that are going to get it. Sinatro is 3, so they'll go up 1 level. Zid, and Sinatro is level 3, so they'll go up to level 4. They'll be maxed out then. So it's just getting everyone over that basic hump so that they can do something useful. I'm also going to make a rule for piloting. That should affect Sinatro and... Wait, only Sinatro? Oh, Tash is already level 4? No. Tash should also get a piloting bonus. Wait. I've forgotten one thing. See this little green bar here? That's study. So what you want to do is have a study period for them so that they can actually study. Now, I don't know why they leave the 2 empty bars here, but I'm going to follow that technique just in case it's something important. And I'll study more on that later. What that does mean, though, is when they're in these work periods, if there's nothing to do, well, they'll go to the study console and help themselves out. Actually, I think they do it no matter what. Then they'll study until they hit their maximum amount. And since we should only use one study console because I think there's a bug with it at the moment where if you have two, it causes problems. And now that we've changed that, what should happen is this should update. No, we'll just make a personalized rule for them. Done. That just means they'll study all the way up to level 4. I think these are done in order. So, what else should we get people to study? Medical 1 to 4 for everyone? Oh, 0 members affected? How is that possible? You know what? Gonna leave it for now, otherwise it's gonna bug me. It's time to get out of this system. Alright, what's our bottlenecks? What do we need? What's gonna be our problems all in the future? That sort of thing. Well, for one thing, where's our ice? I'm seeing absolutely 0 ice left. How is that possible? Have we burned through it all already? We might have actually gone through all of our ice. Oops. We've taken pretty much everything from over here except for the noble metals. There's no point using those. We can't use this for anything just yet. We'll have to come back with more iron ore if we want to use them. And I forgot to mine the last of the resources. 1 second. Okay, we'll leave tomorrow, I swear. Oh. There's Zid getting their study on. Now, you should be studying weapons, correct? Okay, you're at 61. No, you're not studying weapons. Gunnery? Yeah, gunnery. So what I've done is I've basically just chucked on a whole bunch of rules. I want you to do basically medical, mining, industry, navigation, gunnery. If your skills are not at 4, hop on and start learning. Eventually they'll get all their stuff down. Yeah, and mining-wise, yeah, there's just 3 left. Once we get those 3 blobs in, we'll be good to fly away. Okay, we're good. Everything's ready. We're good to jump. Engines are charged. We've got everyone on board. We actually have a decent supply of resources. We got 12 infra blocks, which is better than I thought we would. Only 2 tech blocks, 8 energy blocks. We're a bit short on the stuff we don't really care about too much. And food-wise, we're starting to run out of spuds. But that's okay. We'll switch over to a different type of diet once the spuds run out. What we really wanted was just lots of fruit. You need those veggies or the fruit for the vitamins, otherwise you get into huge problems. Okay then. We're leaving some stuff behind, but we'll be back. We will definitely be back. What are you? An unvisited asteroid field. There's nothing here. Ooh, but there is more stuff over here. So you, prison station. You, mining. All you've got is noble metals and a derelict. Yeah, we don't really care. I think this place would be the best one to go for. You see, we can't process any of that raw ore. You can tell by the way it looks. That is not our type of ore. You need a special facility for that is incredibly energy intensive, and we're not going that way. Let's just drop in here. What we need to do is find a mining section we can mine. This is all looking bad. We do not want to get involved in any fights just yet. And because we are so tiny now, we can now just slip in nice and close to places. So even though there's asteroids here, hopefully we're shielded from anything coming at us. Let's see what you've got for trade. Ooh. Yeah, we don't have anything we can smuggle. These guys are actually pretty good. They're paying a premium for these energy cells. So we'll sell all of them. Energy cells are no use to us for ages, and selling them at a premium? Yes, please. We'll grab some ice. They do have some ice here. Give me 4 ice. That'll keep us going for a very long time, I think. We're also going to need a medical supplies kit. It's on discount here. And we're going to need that at some point anyway. It gives us the pills we need to go long jumps. So that's good. Anything else? No, I think we're good on all other fronts. They have nothing else that's discounted that we really need. So we'll accept that trade, and then we'll move on. Now, you see this over here? This is the important bit. We have people researching, so all our people are being productive, even when there's nothing else to do. And Zid is over here getting their own some training, either weapons or gunnery or piloting or something. Everyone's getting trained up at something. I probably could special... Ooh. Okay. That is... Okay, those fighters, they are totally based on Babylon 5. We all know it. We all know it. Where are you going? You are... Did you just fly over there? What the hell is going on? Oh, there you are. Can I just select you and tell you to attack something? Oh my god, it does actually kill the... Ah! This is awesome. The point defense one can't go out that far. Exotic ore. We'll take it in. We can't smelt it right now, but we'll take it. Can you keep... What are you doing? Keep attacking. Huh. Strange. I was hoping I could get them to attack a little bit further, but there must be a limit on them. Trade complete. Ores acquired. Let's get moving, shall we? Okay, so you're a farming colony. You are a merchant federation. Yeah, let's try you out then. Ah, ice. Excellent. That means we can find ice in the asteroid field. Might be a bit dangerous, but if we can grab the ice, that should save us from having to buy any more. You, actually, depending on which way the asteroids are coming from. Civilian leisure station. Hmm. Nice location. What have you got to trade? Purchase a service. We can get people a big slap up feed, but no thank you. They don't have any available missions. And trade wise, what we're really looking for is fabric and plastic. That is the two main things we want to make some cash. If they'd also buy energy blocks for a premium, I might even sell them a few. We don't need energy blocks for a while. Well, they don't have anything we want to buy. However, we will give them a quick hail. Negotiate. Permission to visit ship. We don't agree to that. Well, cool. That's, we're still going to visit, though. Hold on while I get someone onto the ship. All we do is we just land over here. We have a quick gander at their sacred cow. Basically, all the leisure centres have this cow outside. Always go up and investigate it. Gives you a blueprint. Sinatro here has found the only person who's got a purple name above their head. See, Ian here? He has a purple name. All the rest have yellow. For some reason, leisure stations, you can recruit people, but only the people in purple. They're the guests. All the yellow people are staff. Which makes me wonder, how are they making a profit with this few guests? They have literally one guest. Let's see what this guest is like. Oh, literally a hero and a blacksmith. A blacksmith hero. This sounds like the start. You know what? No, it's fine. Perception is very low. Unfortunate. Weapon skill does go up to very high. Their bravery and zest are quite good. Hero means they're far less likely to surrender, but their working speed is a bit slower. Get up mining, constructing industry, but no, I don't think so. The fact that their perception is so low really discourages me from wanting to take them on. Even though they can do good weapons, nah, if we really want them, we can come back. Done. Okay, let's get back to our ship. It was nice to investigate. If you start stealing anything from here, they will go hostile, so don't steal anything unless you want to go to war with them. And once you've scanned that thing, you then get access to the blueprints for it. So you enter craft, and let's go back home. Time to jump again. Let's go. Over here, please. We'd like some ice. Oh, more ice, too. Damn it. Alright, we'll stop here real quick. We're just going to stop. We're going to stop right beside the ice. Done. Give me all your ice, then we're out of here. That 6 ice should tide us over for a very long time to come. Asteroid-wise, what are we looking like? I just automatically assume there's asteroids everywhere we go, and yeah, there definitely is asteroids. Here they come, super slow. Okay, so our ship should be able to get out there. There seems to be speed differences. On some maps, the asteroids become really, really fast, and that's problematic, especially if you're using point defense, because point defense is kind of terrible and slow at it. But we'll see how this starfighter works out. It seems to automatically request the crew, and they go out and nab asteroids when they're targeting your ship. That was the same thing with the point defense. The people would man the operations consoles when it was necessary, only when an asteroid was going to hit your ship. So they work out that it's going to hit your ship, and then they'll man it as necessary. Should be the same with the fighter, and here it comes. Oh, wow. It's targeting her from huge distances out. Did we just get more? Well, yeah, I'll take that too. Why not? Hey, you want to finish that one off? Hey, buddy, that one's going for our ship. Ooh, actually, it's going to miss our ship. Never mind. That is so much better than the point defense turret. Downside is it's a little bit more intensive on points. See that there? That's a system point. System points are basically processing. So the system core you have will determine how much you're willing to go with. For example, we're only using... We have 2 points left. So we're using 2 for the hull stabilizer, 2 for the pod hanger that's got the fighter in it, 2 for our Energium power generator, 2 for the hyperdrives we've got, and 2 for the large power node. So we're actually quite tight. But it's fine. It's fine for now, so long as we have enough. And this means we're quite safe wherever we go, just from meteors in general, because that kind of reach, that makes us a lot safer. Oh, do you remember that cow we scanned earlier? Well, now we can build it. This is dumb. This is super dumb, but we're still doing it. We're going to stick a cow in the corner. Reason being is it gives plus 10 Decor. A decorative plant gives 5, so this takes up twice as much space. It costs 2 tech blocks, these rather expensive infra blocks, but we've now got a cow in the dining room. It just, sorry, that feels just so right. Hey, guys, do you want to grab that exotic ore as well? We're going to want to process that later. And our fighter is coming out to intercept that one, I presume. Yeah, it saw it coming. Someone hopped into the ship and they're like, you know what? I'm going to go murderize that. Keep shooting. Make sure they all, like, I think it only targets the ones that are going to hit our ship, but I could be wrong. Never mind. Cleared out the lot. That did give them some experience, but I don't know if that's from training or... Oh, you know what? Never mind. I kind of want to invest in a lot of starfighters for some reason. Pull it the Babylon 5 fanboy in me. Time to get moving again. Let's go. You, get over here. I wonder if time still moves when you're doing that. You know what? Doesn't matter. What are you? Merchant Federation unknown. We'll worry about you in a minute. For now, we're going to pop in here real quick. We're going to drop down right by the ice, grab the ice, and get out of here. Please observe the magnificent power of our cow. It gives us plus 10 for art. Yes, that cow is technically art. And reaches the entire room. And it means everyone is super happy. It doesn't go through walls, though. We also have a little table here in the corner, personal entertainment. That's where people can go and do their personal entertainment. And this should keep everyone just that little bit happier. You almost finished with this? Yeah, there's only a little bit of ice left. Good job. Nailed that asteroid. Okay. Power capacity node is just finished. I was waiting for the fighter to kill some stuff. I think we go straight for the power generator. It's going to cost us 2 energirium, because that's going to be destroyed on the experiments table. How much energirium we got? 8. And we've got enough power to keep us going for 17 days? Depends how much power we burn. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Research workbench can go in there. It cost us 2 of those infra blocks. That's why we needed so many of them. And we got all the resources. Yep. Let's get out of here. Jump time. Let's go. No point going there. It's Derelicts. We're not touching Derelicts for a little while. That is a Merchant Federation ship, and this is an unknown sector. Yeah, nothing in it. And let's keep going. Actually, we're running lower-ish on Hyperion. That stuff actually lasts a really, really long time, so it's not as bad as you think. This is the next closest system? Okay. Let's go. Incoming subspace message. Make all sectors in sector visible and return to here for the reward. And there seems to be no time limit. We have turns to accept, but no time limit left. 2 shotguns, 3 stun rifles. A lot of good stuff going on here. I'll probably just accept the money, because I'm probably going to end up making all the stuff we want. Oh, that's 3 sealant. No. We'll take the money. We're not going to be able to get around to this for ages, but I would advise just take them. There's no time limit on them, so once you get it done, you can just come back and grab it. Okay. Let's start exploring this sector, and hopefully we can find a salvageable ship. You are a supply station and a merchant... Let's go. Science facility. Excellent. What we're looking for here is some good trades. This place has a hell of a lot of deals going. No plastic, unfortunately, and no fabric. But they're having a bonus on selling root vegetables. We can sell root vegetables for $2.70. And in exchange, we can buy, like, artificial meat or nuts and seeds. I think... Yeah, we'll buy 1 nuts and 1 seeds. Just, we're going to be swapping over to more, like, we're going to be bouncing back and forth between algae food and regular food. And the veggies are basically just carbs. They're not really going to give us the vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and all that stuff that we need. So the veggies we're going to be low on for now. Over here, they don't really have any plastics or anything we need either, and they're not really offering us any good deals on anything we could sell. So I'm afraid these guys, no. We'll just wait till our trade go through and then we'll hop out of here. Though it's good to note they have a lot of stuff we'd like to buy at some point. All right. Is this an asteroid? Yep, of course it's an asteroid sector. Let's just make sure we don't get hit by anything while we wait for the trades to go through. Trading complete. Jump again. I know this is a very different playstyle than what we did last time, but trust me, there's method to the madness. Derelict. Oh, hoping that would be something we could try claiming. So we got a military base over here, repair station. There's actually 3 places we would like to visit. We're looking for, well, the same things we were looking for before. Plastic, fabric, and just about anything we can use. Well, nothing worth trading for, so on we go to this base over here. Military base. Have you got what we're looking for? No, you do not. Nothing worth trading with them. Move on. Straight on to the repair station. We're basically just going to explore this sector until we find either a salvageable ship, Still no salvage of a ship. Hyperlane. Derelict. So maybe one of those two planets, hopefully, but doubtful. Hopefully one of them at least has fabric or plastic. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I really thought we would have encountered plastics or fabric at this point. Just sheer bad luck. What have we got? We got a hyperlane, random system. I think we have to check out the random system, and then it's like, whew, that's a lot of different areas to check out. This one we have a mission for, to go scout, so I think that's probably where we'll go next. You over there. I think we tried this place. It's just we really should be able to find at least some plastics or fabric in these two sectors. I've done some testing on the side, and it just seems like that should have been a thing. Either we're very unlucky, or I got very lucky the first few times when I was testing. Come on, plastic. Oh, yeah. Plastics and fabrics. Well, we might be staying here for a while. Oh my god, look at the amount of stuff. They have alien organs for sale? You guys are awesome. Raw chemicals, carbon, noble metals, base metals. They've got ice, fertilizer. Ledge bags. Okay, give me, 4 of you to start. Give me a plastic as well. You have augmentation parts? Oh, you guys are the best. So, why did we go to all this effort to get fabric? Well, spacesuit oxygen extender tanks only cost 0.1 plastic. Plastic is basically excellent for lots of things. Guns, basically guns, sorry. And we want a bunch of it. But at the same time, using only a fraction of the plastic and combining that with a little bit of steel and some fabric means we can churn out these spacesuit oxygen extenders, which are quite valuable. Where's my sheet? Here is what my testing showed. The rifle is basically the most. You get the most money out of the rifle. Problem with the rifle is it takes 0.7 steel and 1 plastic. You're putting in a lot of plastic to get that return. It's still way better than building the shotgun or building the SMG, both of which are actually just cost efficiency wise just terrible. And the pistol as well. I've never even checked the pistol, but I'm pretty sure it's worth less than an SMG. So if you want to sell guns, rifle's the way to go. However, you can also sell oxygen tanks for 225, but that requires steel, and that steel plate is actually pretty hard to come by. You're better off saving it. But these spacesuit oxygen extenders, these ones are where the sweet spot is. Then you take 1/10 of plastic, as in 1/10 what it takes to make a rifle, but at the same time, 0.2 steel, which, okay, fine, the steel's a bit expensive, but you gain 359 credits for selling the spacesuit oxygen extenders, and all it takes is fabric, which, okay, a little bit hard to get your hands on, but we can research the tech to make fabric out of fibers. And if we check here, these guys are selling fibers for 180. Each fiber can produce 5 fabrics, which means once we get our hands on the ability to churn out fabrics, we won't have to worry about it. We can just buy some fibers and do that. The only reason we're not researching the tech for that, the microweaver, it's actually pretty cheap. The only reason we're not getting that is just the power generator is absolutely critical. I cannot state enough just how critical the power generator is. The reason the power generator is so absolutely critical to this build, recyclers, they consume 60 power a second. They basically destroy to your power. The ore processor consumes 5 power a second, but it never switches off. It's pretty much on all day, all the time. Once you start harvesting ore, it takes forever to churn through it, and it slowly consumes all your power. It's really power intensive. Energirium, just basic power generators from the raw material, take 0.002 energirium to produce 100 power. So just remember, it's 0.002 for 100 power. Then, if we check the newest generator we're researching, it's 0.0029, so it takes about 50% more energirium, but it generates 150 power. And as well as that energirium rod, it only takes half an energirium to make it. So you actually get 2 rods for the price of 1 energirium, and then you get twice as much power out of it. So you basically double your power efficiency by switching over to these power generators. And you get more power out of that single building. This is so necessary, it's absolutely incredible. It's a massive jump in power efficiency just jumping up to those generators. Effectively doubles power generation. Jumping up to the next power generator, X2, only increases your power generation by about 33% on your previous one. So it's a much smaller leap, so getting that first generator is absolutely huge. Anyway, 5 spacesuit oxygen extenders later, we can sell those for 358 apiece. Thing is, this is, okay, it seems slightly broken, but no, we can only sell them 5 oxygen and spacesuit extenders. They will not buy any more, ever. They just sit there in their inventory and they won't ever buy anymore. So there's a limit. You're kind of trapped in what you can buy. Now, while we're here, we are just going to pick up the rest of the plastic. Yeah, sorry, we need all of that. And in fact, give us a couple more fabrics as well. Yep, 3 fabrics. And do we need the Hyperion? Nah, I think that's all we're going to grab from these guys for now. I'm just going to do a quick jump out of the system. We don't need to stay here any longer. Where do we want to head? Here is fine. We might as well start on this way and work our way leftmost. You see, what we can do now is we can just pop back to places and trade them 5 spacesuit oxygen extenders. And yes, I know this isn't exactly perfect, but it does allow us to balance things quite nicely. And also we can buy some things that we're missing from our gear. At the same time, we're not going to trade those just yet. Namely, the main reason we want to do this is we want to produce ourselves 1 rifle. We definitely need one of those. I think I'm going to go with 1 shotgun. 1 rifle, 1 shotgun, and 2 SMGs. Yeah, we should be able to afford that. We have just about enough steel. That means we can equip our away teams to start. That's sort of the whole point. We wanted to have our ability to capture ships, or the ability to go onto derelicts. We want to have a full squad. So 4 people go on, they're equipped with decent weapons. We can actually do some serious damage. That's the whole point. And very shortly, power generators will be complete. Okay, maybe not very shortly, but relatively shortly we'll have power generators online as well. Right now, our main bottlenecks are power and this Hyperium. Hyperium has been exceedingly rare in this galaxy, but that's okay. There's 0 mining on this here. Huh. What we can do is go back and mine the rare stuff here and process it, but we're going to need to have the level 2 generators to do it. The power requirements are so high, if we don't use the newer generator, we just wouldn't get as much power as we put in mining the damn stuff. So what are we going to do with all this newfound firepower? Well, we're going to go over this section and we're going to try and find a salvageable ship. A ship that we can actually salvage. As in, we can take it over and then build it up. What I kind of want to do is treat this ship as our starter ship, where we're not allowed to make it any bigger. The size it is now is the size it is. It's basically 1 block. We can't build beyond that. We have to find another ship and then use that ship to build up in. It gives us a little bit of extra challenge to make things more fun. Also, these fighters are awesome. I haven't used these fighters before until this run, and they're just a lifesaver. They completely obliviate anything to do with asteroids. They stop being a problem, and your fighter guys get training. I am going to mass so many fighters. Unless there's something that really stops fighters and messes up, I'm thinking just masses of fighters to throw wave after wave at people. They just look absolutely awesome. Plus, you get lots of experience flying around blapping asteroids, so I don't know why you wouldn't. So, next up, we'll probably do a little bit of scrapping once the power comes in so that we can stabilize ourselves a little bit, sell off some money to make sure, and put in some food production. We should be able to stabilize, go around. We might have to buy some Hyperium. There is almost no Hyperium in the sector. But we'll finish off our little square ship, find something to pimp out, as in some salvageable thing we can pump up to be a warship, and we'll take it from there. Sorry for starting the game again, but yeah, kind of got a little bit broken with that algae cheese. No more. I swear to God, we won't do that again. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.
We'll meet